So here's another thing with the banks, right? It's not all of them that are bad, not all of them. So I'm really determined to make these videos about our financial wellness, right? So here's the thing with the money that we borrow from the banks, credit, whether it be a credit card, whether it be a loan. And it's not all of the banks. Some banks are very good. In fact, they'll, if you are struggling, they will try and say, how can we assist you? And you come into agreements with them, and they really do help you. It's banks like Standard Bank, they'll help you. Your Capitec banks, they will help you. Um, but there's still a few banks that are there to just sabotage. If at all I can't find a better word, they are just going to sabotage you. I had a credit card with Nedbank. Can't remember the exact year, because I'm not getting a statement from them. And I've recently contacted them to say, can I have a statement? Can I have a statement of how much you initially borrowed me? Even before I was arguing to say, guys, you did not borrow me 20,000. You borrowed me 8,000. That is a credit card that you borrowed me. You borrowed me 8,000. Can't remember the exact year, but I think it was between 2010, 2011, right? I went into financial problems. I wasn't working, and a whole lot of things were messed up in my life. And I tried to make arrangements with my creditors. If you actually seen, I had a previous video to say I even opted for debt review, not knowing that debt review also, it just messed up my life. There was a company, it just messed up my life for the thing that I went into that debt review not understanding what it is and how do I go out of it. This company called Debt Rescue. I remember when I said I don't want to be part of this debt review thing. I'm not gonna afford it. I'm not gonna afford it. What happened is that they then wrote a 17.4 saying I failed to pay them. So the debt review is cancelled. So they made it look like I failed to pay them, whereas I opted not to pay them because whatever quote that they were giving me, it seemed unreasonable and unfair to me. I was not going to afford 8,700 rands where I was battling to make 12,000. So I told them that I will continue paying the debts as the way I was paying. Like I had made arrangements with the companies, with your Edgar's, with your Standard Bank, with your. I had made arrangements. So I said no, I will continue doing that because that works fine. Just for please cancel whatever agreement that we had, but only to find that still 8 years later, I'm listed as under debt review. I wasn't even aware. To me, 8 years back, when I told them to say, guys, I don't want to go through with this. I thought debt rescue and we are done. I thought we were done, but 8 years later, I am listed. Now, talk about sabotage. Isn't that sabotaging a person's life? I can't do anything. I cannot do anything because they've listed me. So anyway, my video this time is about Nedbank. Nedbank borrowed me 8,000 rands. They borrowed me 8,000 rands. But today, if I check on my ITC, on my credit bureau, they are saying that they borrowed me 20,000. And as of today, my I'm owing them almost 40,000 because they've added interest. Mind you, I have never stopped paying them. In the 8 years or 10 years, I've always put something towards. And if I could pay more, I could pay more. Whether it be 50 rands, 100 rands, 250, I've always been paying something. I don't just neglect my debts. I don't just leave them because I feel like a debt is something that you cannot just decide I can't afford it, so I'm just not gonna worry about it. So I believe talk to the people and then make arrangements and pay them whatever that you can. So I've always been doing that. So 9 years later, 10 years later, Nedbank is saying no, they borrowed me 20,000 rands, and now I'm owing them about 40,000 rands, which is not true. The initial debt that I borrowed from Nedbank was 8,000, but they don't send me records. They don't send me records. They don't send me statements. They don't send me nothing, and I don't have documents to that effect as far back as then. But I've contacted them, not once, not twice, to say, guys, give me a statement. I know that credit card was 8,000 rands, but now they've increased the limit, so to prove that they borrowed me 20,000. But that's not true. Now, why are they doing that? They're trying to sabotage me. They're trying to say that the interest that they've added is reasonable. The interest that they've added is not reasonable because they've more than tripled the interest. Is that even legal? So if you borrow me 8,000, is it legal for you to add interest more than 3 times what you've borrowed me? So in order for them to hide the interest that they've charged me, they then say they've borrowed me 20,000, which is incorrect. So I'm saying, guys, be careful. Be careful. Banks, they are powerful people. They are there to sabotage you. They don't want to understand that you're struggling. They don't want to understand that you don't have an income, They don't want to understand that. And I feel like it's unfair because you are at the receiving end, the consumer, you are at the receiving end and you are at their mercy. So if they say they're going to add this interest 3 times, 4 times, you are at their mercy. What does the person need to do? Because I want to clear my debts now. I want to clear my debts, but I feel like it's unfair. Why must I pay 4 times what they borrowed me? What happened to the money that I've been paying them every month? So Nedbank, no, what you're doing is really unfair, and I hope you really get. And I'm really gonna take this on because I feel it's unfair. I feel it's unfair how you treat your customers. It is unfair. You do mess up their lives. If I just open my credit checks, whether it's with ITC or it's with whether it's ITC or Credit Works or whatever, you guys are on top. You've made my credit report to look very ugly. You knew. It's like you are almost saying that you knew that one day I was gonna be begging you. I was gonna be coming back to you, begging you for mercy. Meanwhile, you know that I'm helpless. So we are really asking for the banks to say, don't treat the customers like that. We come to you looking for assistance, but you take advantage of us. So which is not fair. It's really not fair.